It's no secret that baking a cake is a science and decorating a cake is an art form. To do both of them extremely well is a challenge, but it's something our next guest does on another level completely. His lifelike creations have gone viral, including this Taco Bell cake that has nearly 5 million views on Facebook after it was featured by BuzzFeed. And he also has more than 13 million likes on his TikTok page. His name is Jonny Cakes, and he lives in LA, but he's originally from Metro Detroit. He joins us now to talk about his cake creations and growing up in the D. Hi, Jonny.
Hi, how are you? So nice to be here.
I'm a huge fan, so we're so happy to have you. Let's start with your Detroit connection. You grew up in Grosse Pointe Park. How did you get into baking here?
Yeah, so I am a late bloomer when it comes to baking. I was like 27, which in LA years is very old. And I was just like watching a bunch of baking shows, and I remember thinking, like, I don't really do this, but I feel like I could. I feel like I could be good at this. So I started baking out of my small kitchen here in LA, and basically right away I fell in love with it. And about a year and a half ago, I posted my first video to TikTok, and it blew up, and now it's just like my full-time thing, and I can't believe it, but it's very exciting.
It sounds like a lot of fun, but when people hear baker, they instantly think of a bakery and selling cakes, but that's not what you do with your creations, is it?
No, I am too much of I'm too lazy for that, and I'm too much of a camera hog to not film everything and put it online. So what I do is I create a few cakes a week. I work with brands. I film everything I do and make content for the internet. And basically, yeah, a lot of my work is social media, which is crazy and very 2021, but something that has been really exciting for me.
It's exciting to watch. Like I said, I'm a fan, so these are so cool to me. And you have one of your cakes with you there. Let's talk about what goes into making these so real. How do you do it?
So this is Elmo. I made this cake this week actually this is for a client. This is for a 2-year-old client, my youngest client ever. And I was obsessed with Elmo growing up. Like, it was obsessed is an understatement. It was a thing. But I've always wanted to make an Elmo cake, and I just never got around to doing it. So this is a sculpted cake. Basically, I bake the cake layers, I carve, I cut, I sculpt in the general shape I want, and then it's covered in modeling chocolate. Now, I know a lot of people are disgusted by fondant, and to be honest, I don't really like fondant either. But modeling chocolate works sort of like clay, and it's obviously edible, and I think it tastes like a Tootsie Roll. So I like to cover my cakes in that. But it takes hours, you know, and that's what I like about not having to churn out a bunch of cakes, is that I can spend a bunch of time on 1 or 2 creations a week, which is nice.
Yeah, nice indeed. That's not something you just churn out one after the other.
No, it takes a while. Yeah.
Right. Now, well, I'm sure you get asked this quite a bit, but for those amateur bakers at home, what are the main tools you suggest that they have for decorating their cakes?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that I was an amateur baker, and there were a couple things that I found really helpful. The first thing you should get, I think, if you're trying to make cakes and trying to make them look smooth and sharp and all that good stuff, is a turntable. So this spins, and you can basically like really get sharp edges with it in a way that you couldn't just by like putting a cake on a table and frosting it in that like traditional way, I guess. I also love offset spatulas. These you can get online. They're a little bit harder to find in stores, but like kitchen stores or baking stores will obviously have them. And they just help get the frosting all around the edges of the cake without getting your fingers on the cake. That was always my problem. I'd always like be baking a cake and my hands would be totally messy. So offset spatulas are good. And then a cake scraper or a bench scraper. helps with smooth edges as well. And if this isn't making any sense, I use these tools all the time on my channel or on my Instagram and TikTok, so you can kind of see me work with them. But yeah, you just use them with the turntable, and you can get really smooth, crisp edges on your cake.
Very nice. So
So those are definitely just, sorry.
Nice. So you are huge on social media. So where can people follow you on TikTok and Instagram to watch you create these creations and learn how to use all those tools?
Yes, you can follow me at the Jonny Cakes. There's no H in Johnny. And I post everything, probably too much, according to my mom and dad. I post too much on social media, and I need to scale it back. But you can find me at the Jonny Cakes on TikTok and Instagram.
All right. Well, if it means anything, I don't think it's too much. I quite enjoy it. So I want to
Thank you. Thank you. I'll tell them you said that.
Thank you. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Have a good
Anytime.
rest of your week.
You too.